Can you give Yorkies leftover bones? Your Yorkie is your pride and joy, right? So you will probably want to give your Yorkie a tasty treat now and then, as a reward for good behavior or for any other reason. But when it comes to this sensitive small breed dog, what can you give them? Can you give your Yorkshire Terrier scraps from your table? Can you give Yorkies leftover bones? Well, in this video, we'll answer these questions and more. So, watch on to find out more about what you can and can't feed your Yorkie. What benefits do bones have for Yorkies? A hard and sharp food, when given to your pooch, bones left over from a meal can help to scrape any plaque and tartar off your Yorkshire Terrier's teeth. On top of this, all the chewing it takes to get to the meat of the bone can make your Yorkie's jaw pretty strong. Soon they'll be beating you at a tug of war. As well as this, the calcium, protein, and phosphorus that bones contain are quite good for your Yorkie's own bones and teeth. Also, bones are a truly exhausting treat for a Yorkie, taking forever to get through. So, if you want something that can keep your Yorkie occupied all day long, a bone is a good option. Can I give my Yorkie a leftover cooked bone? All the wet food or dry food you give to your Yorkie is fully cooked, and any tidbits you give to your Yorkshire Terrier from your table are probably cooked too. So what about giving your Yorkie a leftover cooked bone? Well, if your Yorkie is used to food that's cooked, feeding your Yorkie a cooked bone can be a good idea. A cooked bone should be easier to digest and chew than a raw one. However, do be aware that a bone gets considerably more brittle when it is cooked. Because of this, a cooked bone is far more likely to splinter into small, sharp pieces when chewed by your Yorkie. These fragments can easily cause injury throughout your Yorkie's body. Therefore, if you do give your Yorkie a cooked bone, watch them closely as they eat it and immediately take away any large, sharp pieces that form. Never allow your Yorkie to eat a cooked bone unsupervised. If you are finding this video helpful or interesting, would you please subscribe and hit the like button? It really helps our channel grow. Also, comment below and tell us your tips and favorite stories to help other viewers. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified when another video is released. Now back to the video. Can I give my Yorkie a leftover raw bone? These days, more dog owners are waking up to the benefits of raw feeding their pooches. But what about when it comes to occasional treats like bones? Can you give your Yorkie a raw bone? Maybe you have removed the bones from a cut of meat before cooking it. Can your Yorkie safely eat this? A raw bone is indeed less likely to splinter. Plus, being uncooked, the marrow in raw bones has more nutrition for your Yorkie. As well as this, raw bones are better at cleaning your Yorkie's teeth, as long as your Yorkie eats the bone and doesn't immediately bury it. However, if you do not usually give your Yorkie raw food, like kibble or meat, a raw bone probably won't agree with your Yorkie. If you suddenly begin to feed your Yorkie a large amount of raw food, like a big raw bone, you can expect the sensitive Yorkshire Terrier to have diarrhea and an upset stomach. On top of this, though it's less likely, raw bones can still break into sharp fragments when chewed. Plus, the sensitive Yorkie may become ill from bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli, present in an uncooked bone that has been stored incorrectly or which isn't so fresh. So, if your Yorkshire Terrier is used to eating raw foods, it's fine to give them an uncooked bone every now and then as a treat. But if it will be your Yorkie's first time eating something raw, it's still fine to give them a raw bone. Just start with a small amount and work up to a whole bone. Can I give my Yorkie a small bone? Perhaps you have some leftovers from a bucket of chicken or a turkey. Maybe you've cooked a big roast. Some people are concerned that small bones are too small and that dogs might swallow them whole. Is this something to be worried about when it comes to your Yorkie? Some larger dogs are indeed likely to swallow small bones whole, which can be very dangerous for them. However, with the Yorkshire Terrier being such a small breed, a scenario like this taking place is unlikely. In fact, a small bone is often actually the perfect portion size for a small dog like the Yorkie. A small bone can be perfect for your Yorkie to prop and maneuver with their paws. Your Yorkie can also eat from a smaller bone with ease and can finish the bone without becoming frustrated or aggressive. Do be aware that the bones of some small animals like chickens or turkeys can be naturally brittle and splinter easily. Can I give my Yorkie a large bone? Most Yorkies are physically capable of eating a larger bone. However, large bones are definitely too large in portion size for a Yorkie. When you give a Yorkie a large bone and it comes time to remove it, you risk them becoming possessive over food and treats. This can mean that your Yorkie starts to growl or even snap at anyone who walks past their bowl while they are eating. Your Yorkie may even start to sleep beside their food. Large bones also pose a risk of injury to your Yorkie's paws and dew claws as they struggle to stabilize the heavy marrow between their forepaws. If you want to give your Yorkie a larger bone, consider separating the bone into smaller portions before you give it to them. What are the alternatives to bones for Yorkies? Perhaps you want to give your Yorkie all the flavor and fun of a bone, but you don't currently have time to watch them closely. Maybe you want your Yorkie to have a treat with similar dental benefits to a bone. If so, what can you give them? Well, dental chews like Greenies or Whimsies are great for your Yorkie's teeth. These treats are available in a range of delicious flavors that your Yorkie will love. On top of this, dental chews also often contain ingredients that help to freshen your Yorkie's breath, which means no more smelly bone breath. Or if you want to give your Yorkie a delicious meaty taste, try them on raw kibble. These days, there is plenty of raw food on offer in a range of different flavors. So, can you give Yorkies leftover bones? In conclusion, yes, it's fine to give your Yorkie some leftover bones. Just be careful about which bones, which size bones, and whether they are cooked. As well as this, be sure to always supervise your Yorkie when they eat bones and stop feeding your Yorkie bones if you notice any negative effects. That's all for now. Please comment below to add your thoughts. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe watch some of the playlists. Bye for now.